What is up, guys? Welcome back to Everything Goes podcast. We have Preston join us in the studio today. We're going to have a lot to talk about going on, so
Preston, tell me it's been a hot minute.
It has been a hot minute. I'm not going to lie. It has been a hot minute.
enjoy the beat.
Been lit, boy. Everything goes.
We now return you to regular programming.
All right. Go ahead. Starts off wherever you want to go. Dallas game. They sucked.
Yeah, what are you going to do? It is what it is at this point. It's not even really worth talking about.
Do you think Jason Garrett should get fired?
I think Jason Garrett should get fired, but I don't think during the season, unfortunately. And my biggest fear is that they bring Jason Garrett's replacement in and they clean house and they get rid of the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, which would suck because the offense is ranked in the top. They're number one right now offensively. Number one in for the pass, number 7 in the run. So I think if they cleaned house, that would suck.
My biggest thing is what happened to Mark Cooper.
I don't know. He's playing through injury. He's got knee problems. He's got everything going on with him. But what happened to Dak? That's my biggest thing. I mean, Dak's thrown for a lot of yards, but he looked like crap last night.
Threw almost 50 passes, but only completed 27 of them.
Yeah, and at one point he was like, 17 of 31, and he's not hitting guys in the run. He's throwing behind them. It's just the team's a mess right now. Tackling, the whole 9 yards. It's not even worth talking about. It's frustrating because someone in the East is going to go in with a losing record.
That's the sad part.
That's sad.
That is sad. I mean, being an Eagles fan, it's the same way. I don't even want to talk about anything that has to be related. You know, we lost to the Dolphins. It was horrible. And
2 weeks, we have the Battle of the We Suck Bowl, and whoever wins that's going to go in.
That's really or Washington.
Washington.
The only way Washington's going to get in is if the Eagles and Dallas both fall off and lose every game, and they can't because Dallas and the Eagles play each other once.
That's true.
So if the Eagles beat Dallas, but they tie Washington, I think Washington gets in because didn't Washington beat them or something like that?
No, we beat Washington.
But you have to play Washington again.
Yeah, we do. We do
So
have to play them again.
Washington would have to win that game.
Trubisky looked good, though. His past couple games, he looks pretty good.
Well, they won 4 of their last 5.
And he's throwing the ball out. I mean, you think Thanksgiving game threw over 300 pass yards, threw about 344 pass yards this game, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
But the team.
First of all, that pick, I watched that today. That was a crazy pick. What was that, Lewis keeping his feet in bounds?
That team averaged only 17 points a game offensively, and since I think before Thanksgiving now they turned it on. You know.
Another thing to think about too is when he came back off a shoulder injury. And he came back quick from that shoulder injury. That takes time to get used to. I know it's not his throwing arm, but you think about a quarterback's motion though. You use that left arm, and you can see he's starting to get hotter and hotter each week.
He's using his legs a lot more than what he used to.
Which is good too. It's smart. Keeps the defense on edge.
I mean, if you look at it, he was the first quarterback in NFL history to have at least 70% completion, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 50-plus rushing yards in a game. And he looked phenomenal doing it against a very, still going to say, top 10 defense when playing at their highest level.
Sean Lee playing?
Yeah, he's playing. That's because Van Der Esch is out. But Dallas is like they forgot how to tackle. The team looks horrible. I don't know what the defensive scheme is, but we're almost like in the zone all the time, and then we blitz from the zone, and the linebackers are no one's watching the quarterback. Our linebackers are back in coverage. I don't know.
And we were talking about that before this, just how your defense.
They've lost 7 of 10 now.
You'd think before the Saints game, your defense looked great.
Oh, it looked great against the Eagles too.
And then it kind of just slowly fell.
I just don't know what's going on there. I think it's time for Marinelli to go. He's old school. I don't know. It's frustrating. It really is. And you hear all these people, Rudy especially, they're always chiming and it's bad.
I'm happy for Trubisky. I don't know why, but I've always been rooting the guy because there's always just been so much down talk to him. And to see him go through that and just slowly get better.
It's just another case, man. It's like DeMarcus Lawrence. He's not doing anything since he got paid. You know, Jalen Smith, sure, he's leading in tackles and everything, but he just doesn't look the same. Zeke had 81 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns yesterday. I mean, he did his job.
He's top 6 in rushing. He's doing his his part.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that burst like he used to have. He looks like he's out of shape.
Well, let's be real. It's not really your offense that's struggling.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you put up 24 points last night.
Yeah.
But you gave up 36 points.
Our first drive, we drove 17 plays and took like 9 minutes off the board.
Yeah.
And then after that, we punted like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying though, is your offense is putting up the points.
Yeah.
You need some better defense.
When we're behind, we have to score.
Yeah.
But it's like we went from doing something that was so good, that first drive, pounding Zeke, and then we went out 3 and out. We got that interception, 3 and out. And then we went 3 and out so much, it was hard to watch last night. It really was. And even at the end, I mean, it's just stupid points. You know, the game was already at hand. It was over with. There was no way we could, because it's almost impossible to get an onside kick anymore. So it's basically over. And then you have a kicker who can't hit anything.
Yeah. It's just weird. Go, you want to say something? Your defense last year, you were barely giving up 20 points a game.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the games that you guys played already this year. Their defense is allowing almost an average of over 25 points a game.
But we're 0-6 against top 10 defenses this year, and
it shows after last night.
It does. I mean, it's horrible, absolutely horrible.
I never understand that either too. Like when you're the same exact players, like you ever see say when a team wins the World Series, same team next year, and they'll go from the World Series team to like barely making playoffs, if that.
I don't understand the whole mindset offensively. Like they're trying to run the option. I mean, I don't know. It's frustrating.
I saw a crazy stat the other day that Tom Brady's completion percentage is lower than Trubisky. I think it's like one of the lowest in the leagues this year.
It is. But you can't fault him. I mean, you can fault him, but you can't. I mean, who does he really? He doesn't have that superstar weapon that he had besides Edelman. I mean, Gronk. Since Gronk left, who do they have? They have nobody.
Philip Dorsett.
And then they traded for Mohamed Sanu, and what does Sanu do? You saw the frustration on Tom Brady's face during that game. That his receivers need to be more explosive and need to be able to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And be able to look back at him, read a hot route, and be able to go.
Yeah. You know what's weird is I was looking at photos today. I don't think Tom Brady's ever a captain every year. He never has the captain patch on, ever. That shocked me. Because isn't it picked by players or coaches?
I don't know how that works. But, what's interesting is the first time in Zeke's career that he hasn't rushed for 100 yards now in 5 consecutive games. It's crazy.
That's like Odell Beckham. I think he has 2 touchdowns all year. I don't think he has a 100-yard receiving game in
That falls on Baker and that falls on the coach as well.
Yeah.
Because when you're not giving OBJ the right red zone targets that he needs.
Well, Kitchens is gone. I think that's where Rivera's gone. I think Rivera would be a good fit there.
That'd be a good fit.
They're air raid offense.
Rivera, I feel like it's a good defensive coach too.
They're saying this is the first time in history, possibly, that one division can change all their coaches this year coming up. That's the NFC East. If Peterson gets the boot, Garrett gets the boot, the coach in Washington already got the boot, and then the Giants. And it's possible for all those teams.
But the thing
I don't think the Eagles get rid of their coach.
Peterson's not. We're not going to get rid of Peterson just for the simple fact that when you win a Super Bowl, it buys you just a little bit more time.
Oh, I know. I'm just listening to what the fans are saying.
I don't want to get rid of.
You listen to the radio station out of Philly. They want to get rid of everybody. They want to bench Wentz, kill the coach, and burn the stadium down.
But that's every Eagles. That's every Eagles season. Every Eagles fan season is that. You think about how our Super Bowl year, we praised everybody. We love Nick Foles. Honestly, I still do love Nick Foles. I miss Nick Foles.
That's what every Eagles fan saying right now. They miss Nick Foles.
But the thing is, it's not all Carson's fault. It's really not. We have how many running backs every year? We have all these injuries that occur. We have no secondary. What's there to go on? I mean, it's not all of Carson's fault, and it's not all of Peterson's fault.
No. I think that whole team's just struggling. I don't think you can individually blame one person.
We got rid of. So we let J.J. go. Why? If you're just gonna re-sign him
And let him sit all year.
Yeah, exactly. He killed it for us. Our Super Bowl winning year, he killed it for us. And people sometimes forget that we had LeGarrette Blount too.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? It's frustrating to be a fan, but at the same time, the owners don't give a crap. They really don't, because Jerry Jones recently did say he wins every year because of the business that he's in.
Yeah.
But their goal is to get to a Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, how hurt is he really financially?
I mean, he's probably emotionally hurt
fans
for a
are the
couple
ones that
days,
get
but
hurt
then
the
he sees all
most.
that money. He's like, oh, it's okay. We got
Fans
next
are
year.
the ones that hurt the most because we sit around and do this. We battle amongst each other and complain about the team, and at the end of the day, we have no control over what happens. None.
Yeah. Can we say the Browns are bad this year?
No.
I mean, you think
No.
about how many wins they've had over the past 4 years. I mean, they're 5-7.
I think it's bad play calling, and some of it has to do with a little bit of bad play.
But the thing is the media hyped them up. They were hyped up to go to
Well,
the Super Bowl. They were hyped
you
up.
think too, it's cool because the Browns grown the past couple of years, 1 win, 0 wins. I mean, they got
never
5 wins this year.
I've never seen the Browns have a winning record. Never.
No. Well, they were hyped up, and that's the problem.
I think-
When the media blows them up, they had them down to win the division. They had them down to go to Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
How much can you blame Freddie Kitchens though? You know what I mean? I mean,
It's always
he
that.
calls the plays. These players got to execute. You can't.
Look.
A coach isn't going to be a Super Bowl coach in 1 year. You know what I
Look,
mean?
I have this battle all the time with Noah and Rudy. Jason Garrett, he's a winning record.
Yeah.
He's only had 1 losing season, and they don't care for that. Me personally, if you give me a shot to win a division, to get to the playoffs, whatever happens in the playoffs happens. You're playing the best of the best.
Still got there.
But there's a lot of teams in the NFL that don't even sniff the playoffs, don't even come close to being 500. And that's my whole argument with Jason Garrett is if you're really going to fire him, he is what he is, but nobody really knows what he does. I mean, sure, he claps and everything like that. No one knows what kind of leader is in the locker room, because that one thing that everyone has said, and from everyone that interviews players in the locker room, the team never quit on him.
Mm-hmm.
Team never quit on him.
But with Freddie Kitchens though, you got to think about too. Baker Mayfield, only second year, had a good line in college.
Sophomore slump. You could call it a
Yeah,
sophomore slump.
yeah. His first year with the Browns, they had a pretty decent offensive line, not the greatest. You get Odell Beckham, you traded a lot of pieces for that. You got rid of almost 2 offensive linemen. So this is the first year you're seeing him. He's dealing with a pressure. He's running for his life almost every play.
I think he's going to get a pass. He's going to get another year.
As a young quarterback, you got to develop as that. I mean,
The thing is, he does have a run game to fall back on.
Chubb's got over 1,000 yards rushing this year.
Yeah, he does
They
have
got
a-
some really good pieces that if they keep what sucks is you have these teams, they have these big pieces, and every year they want to try a new coach, they want to try a new quarterback. How are you supposed to get that chemistry going if every year it's something new? You know what I mean? Like if we were playing baseball, no, we got a new coach this year. Oh, we got a new third baseman, second base. Like
The chemistry's off.
you got to build that team bond together.
Well, my whole thing is, and not go back to Dallas again, but like 2 years ago, they said the offense sucks. So they got rid of the offensive coordinator. This year, we're ranked in number 1 in the offense overall as far as yards and everything else. Averaging more points. Why not fire the defense? And then come back next year and see if that changes everything.
Yeah.
You get a defensive coach, like get a Mac Brown from Michigan. You know what I mean? Something like that. But if you bring in like an Urban Meyer, or you bring in all these other guys that they're talking about, they might say, screw it, we don't like the coaching staff there, change everything, and then you're back to like an Arizona, starting over again. It's just, as a fan, it's difficult because all you want to do is win.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart about it. You can't clean house, because if you clean house, now you're going to bring in a new offensive coordinator for Dak, who is now going to be on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years, 4 years? It's not fair. And it's gonna mess everything up.
It's like you were saying, the Browns were so hyped up. I mean, these fans are probably like, yo, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Bro, you've had like maybe 3 wins over the past 3 years. You got 5 wins this year. You got to be patient.
I
But
think
the
they
thing is,
need
this is the
line
first
help
time
too.
This is the first time they had an offense that was
Yeah.
this explosive.
Yeah.
You have 2 receivers that can easily go for 1,000 yards.
2 good running backs.
2 good running backs, Kareem Hunt, and you got
Chubb.
Nick Chubb. But you also have David Njoku. Yes, he was hurt.
He's
all
been
year,
hurt a lot.
but now he's coming back.
He's a weapon. He's young.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of potential there.
They're
Young,
young.
good
They're
defense.
young.
Young, good defense.
It's almost so. I'll compare their defense to the Raiders' defense. The Raiders' defense is young.
And they're going to be good.
They play good, or they have their moments now. Wait till you give them 2-3 years.
Yeah, you see that glimpse of, okay, this
Exactly.
could be something good.
Their secondary, I'm surprised that the Raiders' secondary is what it is. They're playing good. Trayvon Mullen has like four picks, I believe.
And you think they're going to fail. I mean, they're still young. They're not veterans. They're learned. There's going to be games where they're going to suck.
Well, let's face it. No one expected Baltimore to be what they're doing. No one.
I think we expected Baltimore to be good, but not this good.
Yeah.
I mean, you think Mark Ingram had to be a huge improvement. I mean, you think about Mark Ingram was good with the Saints. He's on a different level with Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, they got Earl Thomas. They have a good team.
That whole
They have-
offense is that's speed.
Yeah.
They remind me of the Chiefs' offense.
You
Why?
think
Because
fast
it's
run,
nothing but speed.
fast wide receiver, fast running back, fast quarterback.
They have a good team. They loaded up on both sides of the ball. Their defense has always been stacked.
Yeah, they've always been a good defensive team.
But no one expected Pittsburgh to be in a situation they're in after losing their quarterback, their receiver, and their running back. You know, that's the great thing about football. You know, a lot of people like to put things on paper and make their projections like we did, and look what happened. You know, I think, and I said it in the last podcast, I think this is the year New England goes down. I don't think they have the weapons. Now, they swear there's supposed to be a signing coming. They're supposed to be picking up a receiver.
Who are they
But
picking up?
No one knows.
Honestly, if
I'd
they
bring
were
Antonio Brown back. You're paying him.
I'd pick him back up.
That-
Pick him back up. I know it was against the
and
Dolphins.
it's like what happened to that? Like there was never like, okay, is he getting sued? Is he getting trialed? Like what even happened? No, that news went quiet as soon as he got cut.
Well, the problem with him is he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut on Twitter.
Yeah,
Because
because
he writes stuff about Kraft, the owner, about him getting in trouble, and then he erases it, and then he writes the boo-hoo stuff about race and everything else, and it's just he's got to shut his mouth. He's a good receiver and play the game, but
he has that talent to be a gold jacket.
yeah,
He has
oh
the
yeah,
talent.
absolutely.
His
The mind
stats-
ain't there,
his
though.
Stats now is like he's a TO. He is I'm gonna say a worse TO.
Yeah.
Because TO didn't do this. TO is just
No.
outside.
T.O. knew when to shut up.
TO is just outside of his house doing a full workout and just playing that card. But also TO would come and play after a broken leg and get surgery of having bolts in his leg and would come and still have 100 yards receiving in a Super Bowl.
I want your guys' opinion. The NFC North. Yeah, Green Bay at 9-3, Minnesota 8-4, Chicago at 7-6. Who do you think's win that division?
Minnesota.
Packers.
I don't know.
Packers are playing hot right now. Doesn't matter. I believe in Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's going to come down to them playing each other again.
And they do play each other. I think it's at the second last game of the season.
Yeah, I just think Minnesota has the whole package. I don't think Green Bay is a team that I would be afraid of playing in the playoffs. I really don't.
But
I
the thing
think
is-
playing Green Bay and Lambeau is different. Almost like playing the Saints.
Look at the 49ers proved if you can get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to do anything.
What confuses me is their last 4 games. Okay, they destroy the Giants, obviously. They get blown out by the 49ers. Okay, then you beat the Panthers, but you got blown out by the Chargers. So it's like you're looking at those games and you're like, I don't know. Like, are they a good team? Are they a bad team?
I think a healthy Minnesota team is going to be tough to beat. Especially
What's,
with the
what's
great-
funny
with
is
the great running game.
Green Bay goes into
Kyle
Minnesota.
Rudolph's starting to light it up. You
But they're
know,
missing Adam Thielen.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
A
Adam
healthy
Thielen is
Minnesota
gonna-
team.
Adam Thielen will be the.
I think even with Adam Thielen out, they go into Minnesota.
But even
I
Adam,
think Minnesota's win that game.
even an Adam Thielen at 70%, it's still it's a good team with him, Diggs, Kyle Rudolph, who's starting to light it up now, and you have Dalvin Cook. I think they're tough, especially in that dome.
Yeah. Then again, Minnesota is
believe-
coming off a loss to a good team. Don't get that wrong. But 37-30 against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I believe more in Aaron Rodgers than I do in Kirk Cousins, though.
That is a reasonable thing. I think Aaron Rodgers is more consistent than Kirk Cousins.
But he's going to only go as far as Devontae Adams takes him.
I mean, they were
You
winning
know-
without Devontae
I mean, he
Adams.
still does have Jimmy Graham,
Yeah, but they don't use
Yeah,
you don't use them like
but
they
who's
used to.
Jimmy Graham anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but he's still a weapon. 'cause
He
you
hasn't
never
been a
know.
good weapon since he was with Drew Brees.
But you never know.
The
He still has
problem-
that talent to break
I
out.
absolutely think he does.
You know, the
If
problem
they use
about
it right.
the problem about Green Bay is though, is they're fast to go away from the running game, which makes them one-dimensional. And they have a good running game.
But they're good at
they
passing.
just don't use
Because
the
they have
running
Aaron
game.
Rodgers.
The thing is, if you don't take the air out of Green Bay quick, they'll light you up.
That's what I mean. If you get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, you know, look what the 49ers did to him.
I mean, the 49ers can do that to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they hung in there with.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
In the downpouring rain.
Yeah. And now they're going from there to the Dome. So it's going to be a tough test. And we're going to see exactly how good that team is.
That's going to be a good game because that's right now the Saints are NFC number 1 because they beat Seattle and the 49ers lost a couple times. So if the Saints can beat the 49ers, that's huge for us going into the playoffs. But if you lose, that leaves it wide open.
The Saints, the Saints need everyone to come to the Dome. Because like I told you before, not that I don't trust them. I don't trust their offensive scheme. And like I said to you, if they take Michael Thomas away and Kamara, you guys don't have the weapons like these other teams have.
Yeah, I know, but Drew Brees is a good quarterback where he gets the ball around.
I'm loving Latavius Murray though. When you guys,
You know what's funny is when that first half of the season, I said this was stupid pickup. I don't know why we let Ingram walk, and then Kamara goes down. It was like a light bulb went off. He turned into the old school Latavius. He was running downfield.
He was good in Minnesota.
Yeah, he was. He was good in Oakland too.
He's a downhill runner that will put his head down to the run.
You know,
Yeah.
and what's funny is you look at him. He doesn't look like a big man,
He's tall.
but he runs hard.
He's tall.
And I love when you have a running back who runs hard, and you got a second guy you could just toss to. You got that good duo kind of going.
He just don't fall into their scheme though.
He's playing well
They're
lately.
like thinking a dunk kind of like screen kind of
Like
a
Mark
team.
Ingram. Mark Ingram was perfect for that because he's a screen catcher. He can catch screens. He can catch little passes out of the backfield. It's almost like you guys had the James White, Sony Michel type Pats offense going, like how they always.
You don't see
constantly
too many teams doing the power back anymore.
No.
No.
Well, I'm excited for. I was telling him there was like 3 of the 49ers players that said that the dome's not real. Like that whole crowd thing. Like the rumors aren't real. Like we're gonna go in there. It's just gonna be a lot of
I don't know,
49ers.
every time I went there, they were the Aints.
Yeah.
Sean Morgan.
Well, he walked in there and the guy was like, we're gonna walk in there and it's gonna be mostly 49ers fans. So like all you got Drew Brees, Sean Payton, like they're tweeting out like, no, this is gonna be a loud game. The fans are gonna come. I mean, you saw against the 49ers, not the playoff game, the game when when the 49ers were undefeated. Golf was screaming in the offensive lineman's ear, and they still couldn't hear him. Could you? That doesn't make sense to me. Like I've never experienced something so loud like that.
My thing is that 49ers defense. You guys have to stop them.
It's a good defense.
You guys are gonna have to move the ball against them.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa is having a crazy.
And they
year.
showed they're not afraid to play anywhere.
No, they're not. I mean,
No.
especially going into Baltimore in the weather that they were in, and only lose by 3.
Now, luckily the Saints have a decent offensive line, which helps us a lot. But it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a fun game to watch.
The team that surprises me is Seattle. You know, they don't have. I mean, they have Lockett, and they have that Metcalf, and they have Josh. They have Josh Gordon, which they don't use. And what's the name of that tight end?
Metcalf.
No, Hollister.
Hollister, the one before he got hurt, it's Hollister now.
Yeah,
the one that got hurt was having a great year too.
I had him on fantasy.
Well, how about Penny?
Listen,
Rashard Penny. He's doing-
Came out of
Carson.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I love what Chris Carson did on Sunday's game.
Yeah. Where he let him
take over and said, "Hey."
He pulled himself out and said, "You score a touchdown." They can be a good duo together.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Like
fine.
like some people are like, this is gonna be one guy. They're both good together.
They are. I mean, look at who they had. They had Mike Davis, who now plays for the Bears. But when they had him, they had Penny, and they had Carson. They were all 3 good together.
Yeah.
The Seahawks have always been a good running team.
They're a good team. I mean, Russell Wilson. He's
showing.
9-2 now in his career on Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins is 0-8 now in big games. What are you gonna do, man? These teams, man.
Josh Gordon.
When you get to the playoffs, it's gonna be tough because one of these teams is gonna be a wild card team and not get a home game,
That's what sucks.
and they're gonna be going on the road, but then they're gonna have like a 10 or 11 or 12 win record.
But I trust Russ.
He can win anywhere.
Everyone kind of, was like, okay, he had a great defense that took him to the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. He had a great running back, took him to the Super Bowl. He had weapons around him, Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate, all of them. Problem is, I love what he's doing now because he doesn't have the weapons he used to have. Doesn't have the defense that he used to have.
But didn't Seattle beat the 49ers the first time?
I don't remember.
I think they won the first time against them.
I think they did.
So they have to play again, I believe. So that's going to be an important game
For both teams.
Josh
Yeah.
Gordon only has 3 receptions, by the way. I don't know if
he's not doing anything there, and I don't know why they're not utilizing him.
I don't know if he's still dealing with that injury,
I
or
don't
if
know.
he's just not fitting into the scheme.
I just don't think he has only been there a couple weeks. So give it that. So he is going to be fully prepped in time for playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mohamed Sanu with the Pats. He hasn't been, he's only been there how many weeks? He hasn't been doing, extremely well. He's still dropping passes. He's not, that chemistry's off. So Russ's chemistry is not as good with Josh Gordon as it is with Tyler Lockett. I mean, you've seen Tyler Lockett could put in for TD of the year, TD catch of the year, with his little toe tap in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's chemistry right there. Only being able to put the ball where Tyler can go get it.
Well, I'm putting my money on Minnesota. I still think Minnesota is going to be the team that's going to be tough, especially if they can win that division and get a couple home games. Like I said, Kirk Cousins, he's 0-8 on Monday Night Football. It's the worst record in history of the NFL. But in all the standings and like the stats for quarterbacks, he's ranked 7th in QBR, 6th in DVOA. He has thrown 23 touchdowns and 4 picks with a 69% pass completion rating. He's having a good year. Everyone talks bad about Kirk Cousins, but he's having a great year.
But he doesn't step up in big-time games. That's the problem.
Yeah, but the thing is it him? I mean, that game against Seattle, was it him? I mean, they scored 30 points, or was it the defense?
Yeah.
What's funny is that it's like someone always wants to blame one person. You know, football is such a team sport. Like, you could say, okay, that quarterback was trash. Yeah. But, like we were talking about Dallas. You know?
It always falls on the head coach, the quarterback, and that's where it starts.
Yeah, I mean, like...
But unless you watch the whole game...
Yeah. Like, there's so many... like we were talking about Dallas earlier. Like, okay, you scored 24 points, and then they want to blame the quarterback. You could blame the quarterback, but how about the fact that your defense allowed 36 points to a team who's kind of been struggling all year? You know what I mean? Like, there's always something you could argue about.
I had the whole argument with Noah about New England game. Well, we lost, what? What was
13-9.
Yeah. And then he flipped out about the kicker. Well, the kicker scored 9 points.
Yeah.
Where's the offense?
Where's the offense?
You know?
There's you know, it's just as a fan's point of view, you want to have someone to blame. That's really what it comes down to.
Because then you can make the argument of, oh, the weather was horrible, you know, blah, blah, blah.
It gives you an excuse to your friends to be like, our kicker ruined that game for us.
Exactly.
It wasn't the team.
I mean, think of the Bears situation.
Yeah.
That was one. That was
and it was tipped, too. It
stats.
was tipped a little bit.
That was one of the stats that I threw at Rudy the other night, you know? Because I know he likes to comment on the bottom of our YouTube page. You know, in the last 10 years, Dallas had 9 winning seasons. You know, we've been to the playoffs, sure, only 3 times, but it was 3 times in the last 5 years. Where in the last 10 years for Minnesota, they only had 5 winning records.
Yeah.
And they've only been to playoffs 3 times in the last 10 years. So for him to come out and say that my team sucks, they changed coaches, what, how many times? 3 times? 2 times? And it hasn't changed anything.
They had Zimmer for a little bit and moved on.
They've been in the playoff, like, what, once?
Yeah, so...
And it wasn't even with their start. It was with a backup quarterback.
For people to come at Dallas or to come at my team and come at this, do some research. Look at your stats. Because Dallas, at least we're there every year. You know?
The problem is you guys compete with Philly. And that's a rivalry that will be unmatched.
There's more championship titles in our division, the NFC East. Seriously.
I know.
Super Bowl titles in the NFC East than any division in football. Between the Giants, the Redskins, the Cowboys, and the Eagles.
You're right.
Yeah, we just got one.
Don't matter, you know?
We got one, 2017.
About time. What I'm interested in is in this offseason just because of the whole quarterback situation that's been going on in the league this year. You have the whole Marcus Mariota, Tannehill, Kyle Allen, Cam Newton. Let's be real, Phillip Rivers should get traded. They need to start fresh there.
Well, Phillip Rivers, he wants to go to Tennessee. That's never going to happen. Tannehill's lighting it up there.
What's weird is I like Mariota. Like, I would take him as my quarterback. But I was reading the stats here. Like, Tannehill's only played 8 games. He's already got 12 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions and over 1,000 pass yards. Like, he's turned up. Like, he's been injured so many times in Miami, and when he was healthy, he was a pretty decent quarterback. And he's showing it right now. He's keeping this team alive for the playoffs.
Well, that's what he was for Miami. When he was healthy, he was a great quarterback. I mean, look at Marcus Mariota before he broke his leg. Dude was unstoppable. He was running more. He was being able to open up the game. And I think what helps Tannehill out a lot more now is he has a more consistent run game now than he did in Miami.
Well, Derrick Henry the past 3 games, dude, it's just a different man.
Well, they're in a division that's winnable. I mean,
that division's pretty good.
They're only 1 game behind Houston.
And Houston looks good.
And they have to play Houston again. They won 3 in a row. They got the Raiders, the Texans, the Saints, and the Texans again. So, let's face it, they're going to lose. Or the Saints are going to be going to them.
And
so
they might split
if the Saints have everything wrapped up, and that game means nothing to them, they could win that game. You know, they could beat the Raiders, and if they split the Texans, it comes down to a tiebreaker.
And now with Ron Rivera gone, it's like, okay, are they going to keep Cam Newton, or are they going to trade Cam Newton?
I think Cam's safe. I think the GM likes Cam.
I like Cam. I want him to go to a different team though, because it's the Panthers, and I hate the Panthers.
And see, now that's the kind of coach that Dallas, if they're thinking about pick up him, because Riverboat Ron, he's a defensive coordinator.
I think Ron Rivera is a good coach.
He's a defensive coordinator.
They've had good defenses.
Yeah.
And let's be real, we were talking like the Panthers the past couple of years, like they've always put up.
2015 was probably their best.
Yeah, and you were saying that earlier.
Years.
But like every year they made a run for the division.
And they run a 3-4. Dallas runs a 4-3, but it's easy to switch
I don't know
over
what
to
that. I don't know what that means, but
3 down linemen, 4 down linemen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
3 linebackers.
I didn't play
four
football.
linebackers. Well, you have a scheme 3,
Yeah.
4.
In Madden, I just click coach suggestions and I just run whatever plays they offer me. No, but like, I mean, you could just keep. It's tough because like Kyle Allen, I think is a quarterback that can start somewhere, but at the same time, like, I'd let him battle out. Whoever wins, trade the other person, just like Teddy Bridgewater battled it out in Jets.
You know what's mind blowing? New England plays Kansas City this week, and they're probably going to lose that game.
I don't know.
If
Mahomes isn't the same this year, I don't think.
But that offense is still so
Yeah.
explosive. And they just signed
If
Spencer Ware.
Buffalo wins this week and New England loses, they're tied for first place.
Wait, who's Buffalo playing again?
Buffalo plays Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think Buffalo's defense could
It's
actually
keeping them alive, I think.
maintain Baltimore's offense a little bit.
And there's a lot of similarities to those teams.
Trey
Because
White, they both have running quarterbacks.
Josh Allen runs a lot. I think he's got 1,000 yards rushing already.
They both are running quarterbacks. So, and Trey White is fast enough to keep up with Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
He plays physical and he's fast enough, so he'll probably man up on Hollywood Brown the whole game. Now you just got to find someone to cover.
And it's in Buffalo.
Andrews.
It's in Buffalo, so.
It's gonna be cold. You know that.
And Buffalo loves playing the cold. Another thing too is Nick Foles got benched the other day. Gardner Minshew stepped. I like Minshew mania. I like it. I like everything about it.
But the thing about that is Nick Foles, he has an $80 million contract. $23 million against the cap next year. It could balloon to $35 if they cut him.
You know, I wonder if he was maybe dealing with some stiffness or he felt discomfort, and they were kind of like, "We're just gonna sit you down the rest of the season. Like, what's this? What is there for us to win?"
I mean, at that point, there's nothing. I mean,
So you know what they could be doing too?
Their defense fell apart.
They could be letting Minshew play for his value because maybe somebody wants to trade for him, and they had this plan to stay with Nick Foles, but they're just gonna rest him because they don't want him to get hurt again.
But now you already see that Nick Foles had an injury, and now you gotta kind of look at like Tony Romo. He broke his collar. Like, it's not gonna.
There's just some injuries you can't keep away.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna look at it as maybe I need to keep him, let him keep playing, keep him as a backup. Because look at Eagles situation. You don't have a backup quarterback. Our backup quarterback comes to Philly and then automatically flies immediately right back down to North Carolina to be a head coach of a high school football team.
McCown.
Yeah, like, we don't have a backup quarterback. Nick Foles and Carson Wentz, that would have been a perfect thing. Now you need the Nick Foles and Minshew Mania thing. In case if Nick Foles gets hurt like he did, Minshew can step up and go. But the thing is, if Minshew becomes a free agent and wants to leave, he can freely leave because someone will pick him up.
Yeah.
I like Minshew.
You know what's sad? The NFC East is the only division that doesn't have a team over 500.
6-7, 5-7, 3-9, and 2-10.
That happened with the Saints the one year. You guys were making fun of me because you were like, someone's going to make the playoffs at 7-8 or something like that, whatever the record was.
Yo, a funny stat is last year, extra points were made 88%. This year, it's down to 77%. Kickers are missing field goals like
There's
crazy.
a lot of kickers struggling.
Not Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck is automatic. Like,
But he missed last week.
He did.
Will Lutz, 87% field goal
that's
percentage.
Like his first one in, I think, forever. Like, his whole career.
Yeah, I want to give you a list of some people here, and I want you to let me know if they're good coaches or not. Jack Del Rio.
Don't know him.
I'd take him.
Marvin Lewis.
No.
I wouldn't take Marvin Lewis.
Dennis Green.
I don't know.
So.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Don't know.
Dick Gerard.
Yes.
Norv Turner.
Are these college coaches or what?
These are all NFL
North
coaches.
Turner was the coach for the Vikings.
He was the Cowboys offensive coordinator one time, and then he was with San Diego.
But I'd take Jack Del Rio.
Dave Wannstedt.
I think I know who that one is.
Yeah, Jack Del Rio.
Dave Wannstedt. Wade Phillips.
I take Wade Phillips defense all day.
Jim Mora.
I don't. Wade Phillips though, like
Defense. He's a defensive.
He was.
I just want you to know. I want to hear you guys say yes or no if they're good coaches or not.
Not even on the Desert Dallas team, just as a coach in
Just
general.
as coach in
But he was
general.
on Dallas though, wasn't he?
He was.
So I'm going to do this list again, but yes or no if they were good coaches when they coached. Jack Del Rio.
Wait, as a head coach they were good, or as a defense or offensive coach they were good?
As a
because
coach.
Wade Phillips as a coach wasn't good.
Just yes, he was. Anyway,
As a defensive coach, he's good.
okay. Anyway, yes or no? As a coach, Jack Del Rio,
I didn't know half the names you mentioned, so I'm just
Marvin Lewis,
no.
No, he was no.
Dennis Green.
No.
He was good at Minnesota. Marty Schottenheimer.
I don't know.
He coached Kansas City. Dick Gerard, definitely.
Yes.
Norv Turner, great offensive mind.
Yes.
Dave Wannstedt,
I believe I said I don't know.
he was with the Chicago Bears. Wade Phillips, definitely.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And Jim Mora,
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
he's coached Saints.
Oh.
Anyway,
Really?
those are 9 coaches.
I grew up with the Champagne era, so I have no idea.
Those are 9 good coaches that coached in the NFL for over 10 years and didn't win a Super Bowl. Just goes to show you, Super Bowl's not guaranteed.
Drop the mic.
I do like Jack Del Rio though.
Yeah, Super Bowl's not guaranteed. It really isn't. You know,
Especially
only
when-
12 teams get a shot at the playoffs. That's it. So, when you fire your coach, and this is what I'm going to end on football with, you better make sure you have a plan. Because where you are and where you could go, the grass isn't always greener.
Mom,
Man.
who's that guy that is coaching the Buccaneers right now? That coached the Cardinals.
Bruce Arians.
Oh yeah,
Did he win a Super Bowl? He didn't win a Super Bowl, did he? He's a good
I
coach.
don't know. Was he the coach in Arizona when they won it?
No, but they didn't win it in Arizona. They lost to
They win it,
Steelers.
Yeah, they lost to Steelers. James Harrison had like a 98-yard.
Yeah,
Well, that's right. Kurt Warner
But-
won it with St. Louis.
but he's a good coach.
I know. I'm saying.
No, I'm adding to your point.
It's just that Arizona, the talent fell off.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a great coach, but you're an even better coach if the talent's there.
Yeah.
Because there is not a great coach that can win without talent.
Well, we'll see what happens. Whatever happens. I mean, I've been a Dallas fan for 40 plus years, so we'll see what happens. But I just hope they don't touch the offensive side of it. And like I said to Noah, if I'd fire him right now, I would make John Kitna the head coach right now,
John Kitna.
an intern. You know what I mean?
I do like Kellen Moore.
Yeah. I don't want to see him go, but I think they should make changes on the defensive side of the ball.
Kevin Pillar's a free agent. Sorry, I just randomly moved on, but I was scrolling through that list, and I was like, I
Let's
love
jump
Kevin.
into baseball. Yankees, man. The Yankees, from the latest report that we heard, they're going to be all in for Garrett Cole. I think Cole's going to have a lot of money thrown at him, and according to what his agent said, they might not sign until January. This would be like a Bryce Harper and Machado kind of a thing.
Kind of holding out and just waiting.
Yeah, and
Dude, I think.
Especially if Madison Bumgarner could get over $100 million. Just imagine what Garrett Cole can get.
Go ahead.
the thing that sucks is if you're the Yankees, man, you're going to have to make a decision. You're all in, or are you going to pick up some of these other guys before they sign? Because you already lost Wheeler. He went to the Phillies.
I don't even want Will. I want Cole.
I know. I'm just saying. Wheeler went to the Phillies 5 years.
I think the
$100
Phillies
million.
gave him too much money. He's
too.
like 30 years old. And
It's just my thing is he's never pitched 200 innings in a season.
Nope.
He's been close.
listen, I think you go full. I think you go full out. I think Cole wants to be a Yankee. I think he's playing games, and I think if you offer the money, he's gonna come.
Well, let's face it.
And I think you offer him the full money.
He's what, 29? This is his.
He's
last,
29.
This is his last big contract. It's gonna at least be 6, 7, 8 years, and you're probably looking anywhere from 250 to 280 million, maybe 300 million.
And let's be real. Do the Yankees need anything but pitching? No. Like our bullpen's pretty solid. We have a lot of depth. Re-sign some of these players to give that depth back, like Brett Gardner.
We need help in
Re-sign
the
him.
outfield.
But I'm saying, like, we have some key pieces. We need some
You gotta
pitching.
watch though, because I know you guys say you don't need outfield, but
We
look
do
at the
need
guys-
outfield.
Look at who's been healthy out there.
We need.
Stanton, a little rough last year.
Well, we have Talkman and
Stan's a
Frazier
lot.
that could be big roles this year. Hopefully, if Frazier's defense plays well.
Judge.
Who's been healthy pretty much. Nah, it's a
But
lie. He
you
got
know what's-
injured.
He was hurt.
You know what's insane? It seems like Judge has been around for like 6, 7 years,
It's only been like 3.
and he's never got that $100 million contract yet.
He's making endorsements off Adidas and all these other stuff.
yeah,
Oh, I know, but he.
He hasn't hit that big hit. He's
No.
gonna be a big. He's gonna be a big
And
signing.
that's the thing that's smart about the Yankees is they have a lot of team control on these players.
Yeah.
Like Gleyber Torres, they have him under team control for another 3 or 4 years. You know.
And it's not like football where they could be like, okay, I want a new contract,
Yeah.
which I hate.
Stupid.
I think pitching is the key. They need pitching, and I'd like to see them actually pick up Cole and Strasburg. I really would. If you're going to go all in for both of them. Let Hap walk. Eat that contract.
I would. I would do that.
Or on trade hap.
Listen, I want both of them. I want both of them.
Listen, if I, obviously not a Yankees fan under any circumstance.
Because Boston sucks.
But if I were the Yankees, I would probably get rid of Hap. I would let him walk.
Or just put him in the bullpen.
No, I would probably just let him walk. To be honest with you, just let him walk.
Let's be real. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Strasburg and Cole? You already have Severino. Bring Garcia up. Imagine we got Domingo Germán back. Oh my gosh.
Well, the Phillies
and Paxton.
Not Phillies. The Texas Rangers want Andujar. They've been calling for a while now. They want to make a trade for.
Give us Joey Gallo.
That's never gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That's my trade. That's my trade.
That's
my trade.
No.
He's a lefty hitter. Dude, do
there.
you see some of those moonshots he hits at Texas?
Well,
Could you imagine the short porch at Yankee Stadium?
A new video just came out because since they're building a new stadium for them. He was in the stadium taking batting practice, and he was already launching them out of the park.
Yeah.
He gets better every year.
He strikes out a lot.
He does.
He's
that's most hitters nowadays, though.
He's a Ryan Howard.
Did you see all their dimensions are based off of all their history players? It's 407 to center field, 7 for Pudge Rodriguez. It's 42 feet, I guess, to the backstop.
That's dope. That's actually pretty cool.
In reference for Jackie. They have some kind of thing in there for Nolan Ryan. They have all these different numbers that are in place for all these.
That's cool.
It is.
Cool.
I got to see that stadium being built when I went down there to see that. I watched the Yankees play the Rangers. It's cool.
Dude,
and halfway through the game, they'll show you a video of the stadium being
It
built.
almost looks like the Astros stadium. It's like they copied the armpit.
I don't think Gene Segura is a free agent. I don't see that on here. I think they still have him, but I think they do want Didi. The Phillies.
They do want Didi.
They do. They want Didi, and they also want whatchamacallit too, Austin Romine.
Well, you could move Didi to second or move Segura to second, and you got a great duo right there.
Yeah, I don't know what the Yankees are doing, man. We need to sign some of these players that are going to go and keep
Are we going to trade for Lindor? Or, well, Austin Romine's a free agent.
I haven't heard anything about Lindor. I don't know what's going on, but
my biggest thing is
they're going to play Urshela. Urshela's going to be their third baseman.
My biggest thing is yeah, we could put Glaber at short, and we could put JD at not JD. We could put DG at second, and then Andujar can rotate to be the utility guy. But it's
but they're talking about putting him at first base.
Yeah, well, you have to because all we have is Luke Voit.
Yeah.
There's no more because you think DJ was playing first base with Voit, but now that Didi's gone, he's got to play shortstop, second base, and third base.
My thing is if Urshela can play third base, he could probably play shortstop.
No, I wouldn't want to move to shortstop. Why mess up his rhythm?
Why not? Then you can put Andujar at third base.
Yeah, what are you doing with Glaber? Just keep him at second?
Keep him at second base.
Keep him at second base.
Why does DJ always have to be the guy to get screwed?
But if you think about it, when we play in our shifts, Urshela, he's playing shortstop anyway.
I think DJ needs to start. I think he should definitely start over Andujar.
LeMahieu?
Yeah.
He's going to be at first base.
That's stupid.
That's where he's been playing most of the year.
Yeah.
I like Voit. Voit played well for us.
Okay, but Voigt's always hurt.
But look at DJ. Hold on. Look at DJ. Look at the firepower you create when you play all.
Keep him at second.
Guys. No.
Put Voit at first and have Andujar be the utility guy.
I would rather have Andujar's bat in the lineup than Voigt's bat in the lineup.
And isn't Voit coming off a sports hernia?
I don't know.
You have so many contact and power hitters throughout your whole infield.
It depends how well Andujar bounces back too, you know.
But the middle of your line, the middle of the field is set.
Yo, worst comes to worst.
Fielding, all of it.
Throw his butt out into the outfield.
Who?
Andujar. You know, you can move him around. You know, teach him how to play first, our outfield, or use him at that third base spot. But you're gonna have so many different setups because that's what we did last year. DJ was all over the place.
Could become your Brock Holt.
But
that's what I can say is become your Brock Holt.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
But Voit, don't get me wrong, Voigt's good, but he's another one that can't play a whole season. You know, he's always.
That was the first time he got injured for us. His first year with us. When did he get hurt?
He did get hurt. I don't know dates, but he's another one that gets hurt all the time. If anything, I'd bring Edwin back.
Dude, I would just I don't know how these coaches do it because there's so many players on our team.
Yeah,
that's
him and Giancarlo.
Yeah,
there's a lot of big free agents we could sign as just a DH.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do in outfield because are
you gonna start Giancarlo in left field?
They're gonna
Hicks
unless we get Encarnacion.
Hicks is out until at least July, maybe early.
Now, let's say
August.
they don't sign Gardner. It's gonna be probably Frazier, Judge, and Stan.
Yasiel Puig's on the market.
I know.
That's how Puig's. I don't know.
That's why I didn't like the whole Hicks signing. I didn't like the whole extension. He's a guy that's never played more than 100 games in a season, but once. He's always hurt.
I like Kevin Pillar, dude. I'm a big Kevin Pillar fan.
Yeah.
You have a guy that's drafted
Great
late
defender.
in the rounds. He gives you a good, decent batting average.
I said we pick up Mookie Betts.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, listen, if you guys want him, you guys are gonna have to give up for him.
Hey, we picked up Johnny Damon before from you guys. Pick up Mookie Betts.
I'd give you Andujar and Frazier for Mookie Betts.
That's the
Mookie
thing.
Betts could be our center fielder.
Oh my God, yeah,
Our middle infield would need some help because Pedroia
dude.
has.
I'd give Andujar up in a heartbeat for Mookie Betts. Throw in
Absolutely.
Frazier too. We'll keep talking, man. As
Absolutely.
much as I love Frazier, if we can get Mookie Betts, who's still young,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, him and Aaron Judge over there.
I would
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh.
Just wait till those contracts come up.
I would even throw in Debbie.
Yeah, because he didn't want to resign.
Debbie Garcia.
What?
I would even throw in Debbie Garcia.
If we got Cole, absolutely.
Mookie Betts. Come on.
Let's be real. There's no luxury tax. We'll give him all the money he wants.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works. He tries to explain to me, but apparently money appears out of nowhere.
If you go
does,
over
he
so
does.
much, like if you go over 200 some million, I don't know what the cap is now. You got to pay into a luxury tax.
Yeah, I just still don't understand it.
So yeah.
Finances, dude, just out the window.
It's not that hard. All right.
If the Yankees want to spend $500 million, they could
It's
spend
gonna happen.
$500 million.
Could you imagine?
They would make
Garrett
500
Cole,
million.
Strasburg, Mookie Betts. Yo, Cashman, get on the phone.
I would love to see us get both of them. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'd love to see.
Did you see that they had?
If we got Cole and like a Dallas Keuchel,
Yeah.
or a Cole,
He's a free agent.
a Cole and a
But if the
Bumgarner,
Braves were smart, they wouldn't let him walk.
they're not gonna resign him.
But
Nah, he didn't have what he wasn't what they were expecting.
did you see for the Garrett Cole meeting, they had Andy Pettit coming with them?
Yeah,
That'd be
he came
pretty
in
cool.
for the Strasburg meeting too.
That'd be pretty cool. Yo, I'm Andy Pettit.
they're
Yeah,
gonna
it's nice to meet you. I want to sign right now.
Well, the good thing is if they don't get Cole, they get Strasburg. Strasburg's gonna be a lot less than Cole.
Either one is a win for us.
Now,
Okay, let's be
it's
real.
gonna be over 100 million because Strasburg still had 100 million left on his contract with Washington.
Yeah.
So say we got him for like 150, then you pick up a Bumgarner who's a lefty, or you pick up a Keuchel who's a lefty. You know, depending on whoever's younger. You know, so then it'll even out.
And like as a Yankees fan, when's the last time I saw a dominant starting pitcher for the Yankees, like a dominant ace? Andy Pettit,
Yeah.
and he was old when I was
Yeah.
becoming a
And if
Yankees
I'm not
fan.
mistaken, I think Tanaka comes off the books after
I
next year.
forgot about Tanaka too. We still got Tanaka.
And plus, we got Herman coming back eventually. So I think if I'm not mistaken, it's either this year or next year is Tanaka's last year.
We've had Tanaka
and
for a
he's
while.
getting up there in age, so I don't know if they're gonna look to re-sign him. He just had his big contract.
Dude, Aaron Sanchez. Okay, just hear me out. He's 27. He had a really good couple of years with Toronto when they had some offense to back him up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look at Thor from the Mets.
Yo, Julio
Syndergaard-
Teheran is a
Syndergaard-
free agent too.
Yeah, but he had a horrible year last year. He was not.
Just
hot.
saying.
Like,
I'm just
he
seeing
was-
these names. I'm like, oh
like,
snap.
Syndergaard, he pitches so well, but his offense does not back him at
Yeah.
all.
Anybody want Homer Bailey?
I would take him.
I don't know.
I would take Homer Bailey.
I think the only way I know Homer Bailey's name is when he threw that perfect game. That's the only reason why I know his name.
Not that bad. They say the Braves could trade for Chris Bryant.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Chris Bryant could get traded to the Braves to replace Donaldson.
Why would the Cubs get rid of Chris Bryant though?
They want to. They were shopping. They were looking to shop him last year at the deadline.
You know, it never makes sense to me when a team has like great players and they're like, let's just start trading everybody.
Can you imagine though?
They have a good new coach too. I like the coach they got.
You have the Braves who are pretty decent, but wait till the Phillies. The Phillies are going to load up. They got
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler now. They're looking at Bumgarner. They're looking at Rendon.
The thing I heard about Bumgarner's,
They're also looking at Strasburg.
you think Bumgarner's a country guy. He hates the city.
But he wants to
And
stay in the National League.
If you ever saw like his list of teams he doesn't want to get traded to, he doesn't want to go to a big city. Like San Francisco's a big city, but as far as baseball city, like dude, that list is insane of teams he doesn't want to go to. It's like, do you want to win?
Well, if he goes to the Phillies
I
are
mean, he
loading
already
up.
did win if you think about it. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
He
that's
already
true,
got-
though. That's true.
He already got his.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
true.
doesn't
He's just in
matter.
it now.
Yeah, he's just there.
But the Phillies are all in right now. They're all in on improving their team. They really are.
I think the Phillies have a chance.
And there's like a lot of good, not mediocre, but decently good pitchers you can get for some cheap money.
Well, I just hit my maximum for recording, so now I'm starting it over.
It's okay. We're getting towards the end of this podcast anyway.
Julio Teheran would be a cheap buy. Dallas Keuchel could be a cheap buy.
Oleotron's young too, and he could be good.
But there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be in for Rendon. They're saying the Dodgers are in for Rendon, the Texas Rangers, the Phillies. The Nationals are in for him, but the Nationals came out and said they can't sign both Strasburg and Rendon.
I'm excited to see where Rendon goes because whoever gets him, they're getting a steal. Not a steal, but like he's been underrated his whole career.
Last year was his takeoff. A lot of people noticed more last year.
And the Padres got Fam.
Yeah, Tommy Pham, that's huge. That's huge for them.
He was a good player for the Rays, and the Rays competed last year, so it's a little.
I don't know why the Rays would do that. I don't know why.
It's literally what we just talked about too. Like when you have a team that's good players, why trade them
It's like,
for a prospect that barely played last year
and like you said, they competed.
against a good division?
They're saying that the Angels, if they don't get Cole, they're going to look at that roof from the Dodgers or Dallas Keuchel.
Well, Cole already came out and said he's not going to the West Coast.
Well, he said there's not West Coast bias, meaning that he's open to going east.
Yeah,
He's a Yankees fan too.
He's a California boy. The Yankees drafted him.
I know.
He chose UCLA over the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the Yankees are going to lose twice on him.
Mm-mm.
But that's another one, too. That's another good pitcher. That Roof from the Dodgers, and his ERA was under 3 almost all season long.
I don't know why the Dodgers would get rid of him. Their rotation was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you have Marte. He's another one. He went to the Mets.
yeah, but, I mean, he came from the Pirates.
I love off-season baseball. I just hate waiting. Like last year, Manny Machado Harper, how long it took to just wait in and listen.
I could care less where Machado went.
They're saying the Twins, the Reds, the Phillies, the White Sox, and the Braves are all in on Bumgarner.
Bumgarner still got a lot left.
He does. And he's not going to pick an American League team.
He's not.
Angels
He
met
wants
with
to hit.
Strasburg.
He wants to hit. Because he can hit.
Looking at all this stuff that's coming up. My thing is Lindor, though. That would be a good fit for the Yankees if they did lose Didi.
I think he doesn't really have facial hair either, so that's not a problem either for him to shave.
But that solves a lot of their problems, though.
Could you imagine him and Gleyber Torres?
I just think
He's a switch hitter, too.
he's
Short
I
porch.
just want to find a second baseman, to be honest with you. All right, so we got Devers. We got Xander. We have
Because Pedroia, yeah, he's
Pedroia. He can't stay healthy ever since his.
Brock Cole could be your second baseman.
He's a free agent.
I know.
I don't
Cesar Hernandez.
I don't want Cesar Hernandez. I really don't. I watched him last year. I don't.
Brian Dozier.
I would take Brian Dozier. He's a little old, but I'll take him.
It's a good veteran appearance.
Exactly.
The Nationals are going to end up signing Donaldson. You watch, because if they lose Rendon, they'll get Donaldson for a lot less
My
money.
thing is, like,
I
Donaldson.
think they'll focus more on getting Strasburg back and then waiting to see.
But Donaldson's someone that they can sign for cheap.
Because
Exactly.
that was his
He
prove
produced,
it.
yeah,
That was his prove it. I can still get like a 2-year contract deal, give you money.
His lose it or prove it. Like that's basically. What
I
it
said
was.
last year before the offseason, I said he's gonna get signed. Well, it's when he got signed by the Braves. I said this is gonna be his prove it year, whether he can still play or not. I think he was an MVP like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I was looking. The Marlins just picked someone up too. They made a little deal. I can't remember who the heck they did, but watch Jeter. Jeter's not a guy that likes to sit back and lose.
No.
He's gonna turn that team around.
Well, they got a lot of prospects.
They do.
That park looks
I
nice,
can't-
too.
I can't. You know what? Oh,
Their colors.
was it? Who's the outfielder from the Astros? Starts with an M. White guy. No, what the heck's his name?
Oh, you have.
Oh, Michael Brantley.
No.
Did they sign Michael Brantley? I mean,
No.
he's not
Starts with
white,
an M. And he's
but-
light
That's
skinned.
Michael Brantley. I mean,
Ah,
like
son of a
skin.
gun. I can't
The
think
only white
of
guy I
it.
could think about in the outfield is Riddick.
No.
What?
For their outfield,
George Springer?
he's like light skinned.
No.
Like he's like
George Springer's white.
he's got a little. He's definitely got something in him.
All right, I'm done with the conversation.
I can't find it, but Marchavitz or something like that. Marchavitz.
Nick Markakis.
Markakis. I
That's in
think.
the Braves. I thought the Braves re-signed
no,
him.
Nick
Markakis.
Markakis who re-signed with the Braves.
Yeah.
No, that's not him then. Son of a gun. Makes me mad.
All right. Well, my phone's getting ready to die, so
All right.
it's at 10%.
Yeah. So
It's been a good podcast.
it was a good podcast, but there's still a lot of shit that we got to talk about. And I just.
Victor Mesa?
No, that's not it.
I mean, they signed him.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
That's not it.
gotta be it.
It's one of the big
No,
names
never
from
mind.
the Astros.
Exactly.
It's from the Astros. He left the Astros and he went somewhere else, and I believe it was the Marlins. But
I'd play for the Marlins.
I can't think of it.
It's a nice ballpark.
I just want their uniforms. The
Play in
all
Miami.
orange ones. Listen, I've been to Miami. No, I would never want to play in Miami.
Warm weather.
Hold on, I'll click on the Marlins page quick, see if we can find it that way. They're installing artificial turf.
I like warm weather. It's nice to play in.
Yeah, that's another guy no one's talking about. The shortstop from the Cubs. They're gonna.
Anderson Russell.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. They're gonna let him walk because of his off the field troubles.
And they don't like him though. They have what?
You could put Javi Baez
Yeah.
at shortstop
Well, that
anyways.
they never wanted to play Russell when Javi Baez arose. They were like, that's our guy.
Yeah, like, Javi Baez is that guy.
Yeah.
He proved it.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up in big spots. He's got a glove. I mean, I've watched the World Baseball Classic how many times?
Yeah. Too bad they lost to USA.
I get that, but like, have you seen?
I'm just kidding. He's a great ball player. He's a
he
great
is
ball player.
He is flashy, but like at the same time,
His bat, his swing's beautiful.
He's amazing. He's a good player. I really like him a lot.
Well, I can't find it, but you know what?
okay.
If somehow the Red Sox could get a trade going and put him at second base, I would love it. Him and Xander, perfect. But I think Benny's gonna have a great year this year. I need Benny to have a great year.
You need him too, because 2 years ago he had a great year. Last year it was like,
It was so-so. I don't think he was that great of a leadoff hitter. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think he should just go back to the 2-hole. But
I think Xander.
They got Jesse Aguilar, Jonathan Villar.
Jonathan Villar.
Yeah, him too.
No, it's the same guy.
I was kidding. So they're not messing around. They're gonna make that team pretty good.
Well, Villar was playing well with the Orioles.
I thought it was Nick Markakis, whatever his name is.
Nick
from the
Markakis.
Astros.
No, he plays for the Braves. He got re-signed by the Braves.
Yeah, I don't know.
A year. Yeah, you got that year contract that he kept.
He's been with them since he left the Orioles.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a guy from the Astros that left, and I think he went to the Marlins. I just can't find it. Whatever.
Alright.
It is what it is.
We're gonna wrap this podcast up though, because my phone's about to die and I don't want to lose this.
That's all right.
Well, it's been a blast. We had Preston join us in the studio. It's our second guest in the studio. It's pretty nice here, right?
Yeah, Michigan bounced
It's
back.
been nice. It has been nice.
It's a nice little setup we have.
But I will say this though, let's go Ducks, beat Utah.
Yeah, that would make it interesting.
That's what I want to see.
That would make it real interesting.
LSU
because
beat
then,
Georgia, and then you're gonna see Oklahoma slide in there.
because Oklahoma's the team that could sneak back in there. They actually screwed Alabama. They put them at 9, so there's no chance.
I hate
of them
Ohio
getting in.
State. I hate
They're
Ohio
at 12.
State.
Yeah, I'm thinking they screwed them.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so you lose to LSU and you lose to Auburn. Okay, good. I'm happy. Get out of there.
They're there every year.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, you lose.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Stop crying.
I'm a Clemson fan. Do we play anybody?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I love
I'm
Trevor
just
Lawrence.
happy.
I love Trevor Lawrence.
I'm just happy my Michigan Wolverines jumped from not being ranked and having the highest jump in NCAA history and jumping
Basketball.
to number 4. Yeah, they won down in Maui in the Bahama Classic
Who
down
did they
there.
play? What was that team's name?
They just lost to number 1 Louisville the other night.
No, that team
They beat Gonzaga, they beat North Carolina, and they beat Iowa State.
It's not hard. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna be hard to beat UNC this year because if you stop Cole Anthony, there ain't nothing much left after that.
Well, Michigan lost to number 1 Louisville the other night, and then they bounced back tonight and they won 103-91. That's a freaking pro score, man.
All right.
Great podcast.
It was fun. We'll have to get more guests in here. But
Sir,
this will be up on YouTube, Facebook.
you're gonna have fun editing this one because I have 3 pauses.
Well, I'll do it tomorrow when I have off.
Right. So
But we'll get this up tomorrow for you guys, and we hope you guys enjoy these podcasts. We are still videoing, so if you're watching on YouTube, we're here, right here. But we'll see you guys next time, and we hope you enjoy it.
All right.